Hey YouTubers, Cyber924 here, and I wanted to show you my new MIG welder that I got. The Mako Tools one worked very decent for me, but I wanted something a little bit well built and something that parts that are a lot more readily available. Because with the Mako tool ones, there's quite a bit of parts that are unavailable. So if something breaks down, and if it's a part that's unavailable, you're pretty much left in the dark. So I did a little bit of research and, comparing the big brands, Hobart, Miller, Lincoln Electric. I kept on going back to Eastwood. They sell the units are priced very competitively, and the quality seems very built. They seem built very well, and they had several choices to choose from. They have a 135 MIG welder, the 175, a 200 amp MIG welder, and since my Mako tools was I think it was like 120, 125, from 30 to 125, I decided to go with something a little bit larger. But when you go with larger welders like this, you've got to remember they're going to be run on 230 volts versus 120, so you gotta figure that out. It's either like I did, buy a generator and then create a special adapter so that you can transfer so that you can swap the dryer plug that's on this to a right plug that will plug into your generator, or you can just put in your own 220 service, which is not that bad. But back to the welder. As you can see if I can try to pull this out a little more. I do have my bottle of shielding gas. This is a 7525 argon and carbon dioxide. I picked it up at Tractor Supply, including the bottle and gas. You're looking at $344, but when you got to refill it, it's only about 40. It's only like $40 to refill. So I didn't really want to buy a huge tank because I don't know how much I'm going to be welding. Plus, also for $40 to get a new tank, exchange it. It's not that big of a deal. The regulator, this unit came with the the actual unit itself, the gas regulator, the hose, a Tweco style gun, and as you can see, it's got a nice copper tip on it. Your 230 plug, a very, very nice and robust heavy-duty grounding clamp, which I was actually happy with. And here, let me show you the extra stuff that you get with this. Now, with the 175, you get some additional add-ons. You get the spool gun, which is designed for welding aluminum. This is like a $200 value you get for free right off the bat. You get a welding face shield, you get brushes and all that stuff. I mean, you get a special DVD guide on MIG welding and stuff like that, and of course also the instruction manual. Plus, also you get replacement tips. You also get a free 2-pound spool of wire for welding aluminum. Plus, you also get a 2-pound spool of .30 MIG wire. I'm going to lift this up for you. And as you can see, here is the internal. Inside of it, as you can see, there is the 2-pound spool of the MIG wire. If you look up here, there's this little switch that goes from the MIG welding gun to the spool gun. And these are your positive and negative leads. Let's see if I can get a better shot of this. And then here's also the roller and motor where it actually feeds wire into the gun. And we can see right here it has a really, really nice chart for for doing the settings, the wire speed and voltage settings for the different kinds of metal, different kinds of shielding gas. And this thing can also run flux core as well. All you really have to do is just swap these leads out, and it can run flux core welding as well. This thing is capable of running up to the big 10 pound spools. As you can see, it includes this. Here, let me just zoom this out. It includes this plastic adapter that goes right here, so you can run the larger spools if you're going to be doing a whole bunch of welding. Let me just turn this around again, and let's take a look at the panel. As you can see, you have your on and off switch. The temp, if it gets over, this is the hooks up the electronics for the actual gun. Very nice. As you can see, you have your wire speed settings from 0 to 10. Yeah, as you can see, it's infinite wire speed. One reason that I chose this over the other manufacturers like Hobart, Miller, and Lincoln Electric is this has variable speed voltage settings. Let me just zoom on this. As you can see, I can dial in specific volt settings. I can go in between, like so, when versus the other brands where it's a click wheel. So you go one voltage setting to the next voltage setting to the next voltage setting. There's no in between, which when you think of it is, when you're welding a piece of material and you're like, well, I'm at C, but I need just a little bit more. I really don't want D because D's too much. It's pretty much with the other brands, it's either this or that. That's one thing nice with the Eastwood Mig Welders is they have the very infinite voltage settings on it. That's with their 135, their 175, and the 200. Now you may want to know about the price on these units. This actual unit itself retails for $600. You can buy these on eBay, but I went through Eastwood's website because they always have a lot of promotions going on. The promotion they had was this welder. It was on sale for $519 with shipping and handling. This thing comes out of Pennsylvania. It took 3 days, and it was about $555, including shipping and handling. Came to my door, FedEx. The box was in pristine condition. Thank you, FedEx, for doing a really good job with shipping. And their customer service line is very nice because I had an issue with the regulator. For some reason, it malfunctioned. All I did was I called them up. I actually got to talk to someone, and they sent me out a new regulator, free, 2 days shipping. Didn't have to wait too long for it. And they're very nice, very personable. They'll give you their name and their extension number so that you can call them again if you ever have any troubles with your welder. And Eastwood's really nice when it comes to learning MIG welding. You can go on their website and you can get a lot of tips. You can buy DVDs. They even have a YouTube channel where they bring a lot of welders from the auto body industry. They come in, they show you the different kinds of welds and such. It's a really nice machine. I would highly recommend this to any person that's beginning welding because they have flux core units as well. The 135 is priced very well. It's like $399. When you look at when you compare that to like a Lincoln 140 where you can get it at Home Depot, which would run you about $550, you can get it for $399. And when they had this on the 175 was on promotion, they had the 135 for $349, I believe. So it was a steal. And it's very easy to put together. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to put it together. And you know what? I'm just a beginning welder, and it's really nice and very user friendly. I would highly recommend this to any beginner person that wants to get into welding, or if you're a seasoned welder and you just want a bigger unit, but then you don't want to pay the big cost when it comes into larger units. There you go. They also make TIG welders, plasma cutters, and you can even buy combo kits. You can get like a Mig 175 welder, the plasma cutter, a cart, and all that stuff like that for a big group price. Which, if you want to buy all that at once, it's a good deal. So, if you're in the market for a MIG welder, Eastwood's the company to go for. Well built product, great customer service, and judging from a lot of the reviews, reliability. I'll definitely do some videos on welding, and also eventually do an annual review and show you what do I think this welder is after a year. So, you have a good one, YouTubers.